Welcome to When Marriage and Purpose
Collide,
the podcast. So, babe, I think people want to know about us a little more. I think we should tell them.
Well, I was looking fine, handsome online. You slid in my DMs. I was standing on a frozen lake with my dad, and it was
Stop, Sturge. Just speed it up.
All right, so basically we met online. Almost a year later, we were engaged, and 6.5 months later, we were married.
So there's so much to our story that we want to share. We always knew we had a mission. We are in no way perfect.
Well, we are passionate about helping Christian singles date with intention and purpose for marriage.
Hence this podcast.
Take a peek into our lives as we handle married life on purpose. There also will be some laughter, some seriousness, and a lot of thought-provoking topics.
So whether you are single and dating, engaged, or newlywed,
wait, don't forget the married couples.
We want to thank you for tuning in.
On to the episode.
I gotta start it off the whole time?
Welcome to When Marriage and Purpose
Live.
the podcast. Don't be switching now.
You know how I do my welcome back, we back, welcome back, we back, get it, rock it, move it, mow it, glow it, we back, welcome back. Well, anyway, I could have made a whole song. I would have started with a rap, would have kept going, all of the things, but we are glad to be back.
Got big hands.
Glad to be back.
What up, though?
How you doing, babe?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You good? You doing great?
We just want to thank y'all for tuning in to us. Appreciate y'all for the love and the likes and the subscribes and all that. If you're listening to this right now, you're watching this right now, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share. All right. We love y'all.
I think I fixed the mics to where they're supposed to work properly, so they probably sound really good right now.
Hey, so as far as what we talk about, y'all know what we talk about.
Something interesting. Ding, 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 ding.
It's a segment called Something Interesting, where we share something that's interesting in our life, in love, with family, in the world.
What is happening? Okay. What you got?
I want to talk about kids. I like to talk about the kids. Specifically, our daughter is preparing for her first dance recital. We're so excited. I just remember when we first introduced her, we told her about the class. She's 5. She's 5. She was 4 when she started.
I say no, she changed.
She's 5.
She upgraded.
And so she's in a pre-K tumbling, gymnastics, ballet type class. We got her in. And so you can only imagine the cuteness of the girls that are in the class. I'm just excited, first off, that she's a part of something.
Oh, yeah.
And that she stuck through it and she grew to love it. I'm just glad that she's doing that. I mean, I don't know what they do in there sometimes. They could be basket weaving. I don't know what they're doing. They're in there doing something. I'm glad she's spending 45 minutes of time of constructive something. But anyway, so she's preparing for a dance recital, and I just see
at my old school on top of that, which is crazy because I ain't been there since then.
The dance recital is at DJ's old high school. You never say the context of your stuff, so people don't know where you're coming from.
Oh.
When I said prepare for a dance recital, and I'm talking about something totally different. You go at my old school.
No, it ain't something different because it's at my old school. It's gonna be great because I used to perform on that stage. So,
okay.
Just to see her follow in Daddy's footsteps, but although I didn't dance.
Okay, you didn't dance.
Nope.
So,
maybe I could walk her through the feeling she's gonna start feeling.
Yeah, so
stage fright.
Stage fright. No, I'm just happy for her. I see her dancing and prancing around the house. She now loves to have dance music on. And she just does her little dances, and me and her dance together. And she just, I don't know what it is about dance that really is lighting her up, but she loves it. So I can't wait to see what she does on stage.
Yeah.
And if she does something on stage.
Probably not.
I think she will. I think now because she's comfortable and she's with her class, she is. Before she was like totally like it was new.
It depends how many people's going to be out there. If it's going to be a lot, I don't think so.
It's going to be a lot of people. What do you mean if it's going to be a lot? It's going to be a lot.
I mean, like when I say a lot, I mean like more than her last one.
It's going to be more than her last one.
Then, yeah, I don't know if she's going to do anything. She's going to see all them people and be like, why are they looking at me?
I doubt it. I think she's going to do something because of who she's with and the instructors and all that, because they've all there practiced.
Okay.
So I do. I think she's going to do something. I'm not saying she might not do the whole routine, but she's going to do something. She's not going to just stand like she did last time.
Twinkle toes. I'm going to tell her, at least do that for me.
So I'm excited about that. And now we can just move on to the other something interesting.
I forgot what it was. Oh, my hair. I started lock journeys.
Each lock is a journey in my hair. Lock journeys.
Lock journeys.
So yeah, he came up to me one day and I don't know what you said. How did this start? Tell the folks what.
I want the Killmonger look. That's basically what I was saying. And if you know who Killmonger is, he's the guy from Black Panther, the first Black Panther, not the second one. Michael B. Jordan, where he had the fake dreads and he was up like this. He had a little thing on it.
Anyway, so he came. I said, "You want the what?"
Yep.
And so
I had to pull the picture up, show her,
because I was like, I don't understand. And now he is locked up. Locked up.
Except for one part, kind of.
Anyway, so now we are a locked couple. Lavelle could be a locked boy. Delia, I would say I would wait to see what she wants to do. So we could be a full locked family, but our kids are holding us up.
Not really. Lavelle, he don't care. He don't care what his hair look like. He just let it be free.
Be free.
He got different hair texture.
So, but it's interesting because I love the different types of locks out there. I love what I see, especially when I see different the men out there and the way they do the different styles with locks and the way it just be every which way, down, up, over, across, froed with lock, shaved and lock, tapered lock, frizz lock. It's really cool. I like what we're doing. I like what we're doing as a Black community as a whole with this and a natural hair journey among men and women. It's celebrated across. So I'm enjoying this. So yeah.
Although somebody came up to me a couple days ago, it was like, "Hey, you try putting a conditioner in it?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you ain't going for the curly look?" I'm like, "No, I'm going for locks. I ain't going for curly."
Yeah, some people don't know what's happening.
No, right now I can see why.
The students, when I used to teach in school, when I had my twist out, and they would always be like, "You should lock," because some of the boys were, and they were just kind of encourage me to lock, and I was like, "I'm not yet, maybe later," kind of thing. And then I grew. I knew I wanted to one day, but I didn't know when, and so my hair is long now. I'm liking it.
I'm gonna do it before I get bald. So
if you get bald,
if what do you mean if
you gonna get bald?
You see the rest of my family?
That don't mean nothing.
They well, I don't know. I think stress has to do something, and they be stressed out.
So yeah, might be different, but anyway,
yeah.
That is our segment of
something interesting.
Thank you for listening to us as we talk about life, love,
hair,
world, hair,
journeying,
people,
hair.
Kids, family, things. So, babe, this topic that we're talking about today, you know, our audience is filled with plenty of people, but mainly we like to empower and speak to the singles out there. And as we know that dating out there for our single friends,
It's trash.
it's not doing well out there. Every time I speak to somebody who's single, man or woman, I just get a look. And I just get the look. And it's like, why you don't ask me, you already know kind of look. So as we are empowering y'all, we want y'all to be able to date with confidence, date with still dating with purpose, and still date with intention as you are out there, those who are still seeking to be married. And I know sometimes it's because you're not seeing the finish line, it's hard to be in the moment and to still want to date. Sometimes you have to take that pause to kind of be like, let me reflect back on myself before I get out there again. Let me see what God really wants for me. Maybe it's not right. Maybe I'm not ready. All the things that happen. But we were like, okay, dating is difficult. What are some reasons why, dating is difficult? There's a ton of reasons right now. And so the reason we're talking about today, that I found is, or that we found, and we talked about, we discussed about it, is fear of
Commitment.
Fear of commitment as one reason why dating could be difficult for y'all out there.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm touching this.
That's what I was waiting. I was like, you touched it. I was like, something about to happen. And so, yeah, so this is I feel like it's a common issue. I feel like it comes up pretty often.
Different forms.
Mm-hmm. So, babe, do you have some as far as to start us off with that, like fear of commitment?
Well, I was gonna I think this one might be like filled with personal stories. Not on my end. I was always on the other side of the fear of commitment. Like I told you earlier, I've been told plenty of times where I'm like, oh, you're such a good guy, or you could be a great dad.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, well, what's the problem? And usually it's that fear. Well, actually, I've heard it before. Like I'm scared. Like, what are you scared of? Like, what are you scared? But I don't know. My biggest ideal of why it's like that is because it's like, okay, I've been doing all this other stuff while I'm single and everything like that. Then when I finally get somebody that I think can be something different and actually be like long term, it is scary. Like, I don't know if I want to go through all that. Like, I fear that I might lose myself, or or do something where I might hurt them because I know I'm gonna mess things up or something like that. So
you said you felt that way at times, sometimes?
No, not me. I'm talking about for them.
Oh, for the other person. That you were dealing with the opposite.
Yeah. Now I've done I'm not going to commit, but it wasn't out of fear.
Right. But
that was just out of like, you ain't that person.
And let's kind of talk about that, because there's fear of commitment where you just have a block where every time you're trying to, you feel like this may be able to work out. You have something that you cannot see the end. It's just not there for you. So, and we'll go into like some of the things why people probably can't see that, but you just have a blatant out there where I don't know if I can really do this thing. And then you have the part where you just can't commit to that person.
Oh yeah.
Because of XYZ. They might not be compatible with you.
Nah.
It's not the right timing. It's just
drama.
Yeah. And so there's a difference out there. And so fear of commitment is like, fear of commitment is just different. It's just different. I'm gonna go into for now, in this day and age, I also believe that not a lot of people see marriage the same way.
No.
So that's marriage is a form of commitment. And so the definition or the want to be married is totally different nowadays than it was back then. And I saw a post recently. I don't know what targeted age. I couldn't tell you what targeted age it was, because it seemed like it was a host of different types of people answering it. But it was like, anyone out here see themselves married? And I went through the comments on there.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people
and
said no.
a lot of people said no.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of, and I'm sure it's probably filled with like young adults maybe. But it was just like, no, I don't see it. And a few yeses and a few maybes, but really because of how everything is they don't see marriage for them, or it's not in there. They don't see it in the future. They don't see that. So when we talk about fear of commitment, marriage is a form of commitment.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long-term thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people nowadays do not see that.
Well, that's because now whenever you see somebody married or something like that, like it don't have that same like security that it used to have. Now it's like, oh, that married person over there, they did such and such with, old girl over there, or dude did this or something. Like it's always hearing somebody and they're married.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, you hear the infidelity is,
Yeah.
oh, they was married. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or now it's the what's the new way to do things?
Divorce parties?
Well, not new way. Divorce parties?
I don't know.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
That's terrible.
Why
is there a party? I mean, I guess if you celebrate,
you're celebrating. Yeah.
Okay.
Not like,
Yeah, like, hey, divorce party. We everybody get their paperwork.
No, not a divorce party like that. No, like a celebration that we ended it.
That's over.
Yeah, that's over.
All the abuse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, polygamy, is that?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
That's rising because that's been a thing, but that's rising now. So marriage is like a small percentage of what people thinking of now. It's like, okay, well, if you're gonna cheat, whatever, you might as well just have an open relationship. That's what they thinking.
A lot. I've heard of people in the open relationship thing too, where it's because again that one they want the taste of everything, and so
it might be that too. It might be that too.
And so, but then also it's more so like, I don't know if I could commit to you, but I can't commit, period. And so let me just go ahead while I have this time on my hands.
I know the thing about that though, is like, okay, say you got all these people. I know we kind of off topic, but it's still the same thing because it's still for a commitment. But you got 5 people on your roster, but each one is different because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for something different from each one. You're not looking for all the same one because that'll be crazy. You might as well just have one of them. So you got somebody that basically has your mind, and you got somebody that basically, can speak to your soul, somebody that can actually, do things physically. Common interest, somebody where you just talk to, they're in the friend zone. So like you got all this spread out to different people. But the thing is like there's always going to be that one person that's going to have all of those. Yeah. You just ain't met them yet. So you over here just spread yourself thin trying to talk to all these people. Yeah. Because they fulfill parts of what you want.
Parts of what you want. And I think that's also where serial dating comes into play.
Oh, yeah.
Where you just at one after another, not really trying to settle for anybody, just out there, just settling, sleeping around, date after date after date, like it's ongoing. That's the mode. That's what I want to do right now. I don't want to commit. I'm just going to keep doing this over and over and over and over again. And it's like a constant cycle you're going through, which is, again, is draining. It's exhausting.
Well, that's the same thing for somebody, hopping from relationship to relationship. Like you're in a relationship, and then next, a week later, you're in another one. Yeah. Like, hey, then you just have old boy.
Or they can't never be alone. Yeah. I know people where it's just like they could always have to be in a relationship. Being alone by themselves is like, I can't deal with me. I don't know how to deal with me, so I rather have somebody near me because I can't deal with myself.
Actually, if you think about it, it's another way of saying a fear of commitment, but not to the person, but to yourself. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah, you can't even commit to yourself.
Can't commit to yourself.
Do you know you? Do you know? Do you really? Are you able to really know yourself?
Well, this is one of the reasons why I say you got to date yourself, because a lot of times, like I said plenty of times before, if you was able to basically date yourself, you would be able to commit to yourself, which is fine. Like that's great. Like, but a lot of people can't. Like, they'd be like, oh, if you ever like hung out with yourself, would you like yourself? A lot of people will say no.
No, because you always go in somebody else's arms. You always on dating sites trying to find a new person to be with, to show off, and to and you have yet to know what it feels like to be alone. And then in you being alone, you can then figure out who you need for yourself.
Yeah.
But yet you're blocking yourself from getting to know you and getting to know the person you need to be with. So you're constantly finding the wrong person to put in your life.
This ain't the hate. Just saying, love yourself.
Just love yourself. And so one of the things I did want to bring up is because love is blind.
I've been seeing clips of it, but I've been getting enough information.
Love is blind. Okay, so I'm telling you right now, I wasn't going to watch this season because the last season or whatnot, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I can't. It just something just turned me off, and I stopped at like the third episode. Couldn't do it. Said no, and I didn't even watch the reunion. I don't even know what happened. So this season started up, and I was like, well, this season come on, I'm probably not gonna watch it. Nah. Well, everybody was talking about this. Like, they weren't talking about this episode as much they were talking. I mean, this season as much they were talking about last season.
Oh yeah.
And so this season had a lot of dips and turns, curves and whirls, and all the things going on in it. And so, so everybody was like, you need to watch, you should try it. And so I tried it, and that's kind of where it got me hooked. And I'm like, okay, so there's a certain person in this Love is Blind. Now, we don't normally do like shows and do commentary, all the things, but
it's connected to what we do.
It's connected with what we're talking about. So this person, her name is Jackie. She's on the show. She's Latina, and you might know them, so she then was in the. If y'all haven't watched Love is Blind, y'all know the concept. Just look it up real quick. I know we're talking, some of y'all like, what is a Love is Blind? Well, they in pods. They don't know each other. They don't see each other's faces.
All they hear is their voice.
All they hear is their voice, and they're trying to match with somebody. And then the guy normally, of course, is the one to propose, and that's how they get out the pods. And then it goes on today where they're preparing for their wedding. Okay. So Jackie is paired or is matched. They match with Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Marshall. Now, and so they start living their life together or whatnot. And so they living their life, doing day to day, just like you do when you come back. They're preparing for the wedding, all that stuff. But with Jackie, it's interesting to see her, because Marshall is something that we don't see a lot in men, and in specifically Black men, with his particular personality, where he's very emotional. He's very emotional, but he's caring. He seems loving. He's giving all the attention. He's very attentive. He's trying to figure out what she needs, what she wants, trying to really be there for her, right?
His mama raised him right.
Yeah, and some people are side-eyeing him a little bit, or wondering if this is camera stuff or whatever.
Could be.
It could be, but we just stick with the surface, y'all. Just stick with us here. And so, so yeah, he's this good guy. But then Jackie here is not familiar with this kind of love that is being shown.
She see it probably as weak.
She see it. She saw him as weak, saying that he's not aggressive, that he wants that. So basically, you have mentioned it, that she wants that type of toxic love.
Yeah, I've been through that before, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't have to talk about that. You said you've been through that before?
No, not what he's been through, but I said I've been told that before. So
that's what I'm saying. You need to talk about that.
Not right now.
Okay.
Well, you want me to?
No, I was gonna say after I finish.
Right. Okay. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
That's juicy.
So basically, she's battling with her emotions. He's very vulnerable, wants her to be vulnerable, and she just can't see past this personality he has, and doesn't think that they're compatible because of the way he's kind of a sensitive guy. Mm-hmm. And so looking forward, she's like, I'm not going to be able to do this. Long story short, she ain't going to be able to do this with Marshall, and she doesn't see marriage, with him at all. Maybe with somebody else, but she then realized that she needs some self-work. I don't know what she's doing now. We're going to watch the marriage episode. So when y'all get this episode comes out, we already gonna see who's married, who's not, and probably more so what she's doing now. But this is just follow us here with this story. And so I thought about that, and I was like, I wonder if she has a fear of commitment, and if so, why? What's going on in her life that has caused her to always stop when the good guy comes around, or stop when the relationships gets good. And it could be the best guy you've ever had, the person that can bring you the most joy, can walk you in your purpose, can do everything, but yet you just cut him loose because you're not comfortable with that. So it's a block that she has that she can't open up, and she don't want to tear it open because I ain't never did that before with nobody. And there's no way I could do that with him because he's too sensitive. I can't do it. It's uncomfortable kind of deal. And so basically what kind of to piggyback what you're saying, he seems like he's the good guy in this.
And wherever issue, trauma, wherever she got going on, she let that win.
Yeah.
She was just like, let me go meet a old boy.
And so the other guy was Josh, which was also in the pod she met, but Marshall proposed first. So I'm sure Josh would have proposed to her too. But Josh seems probably more like her type, maybe. And so she likes that, and we don't know what happened with that. But yeah, so now she could possibly be even now in the future, if she does not figure out who she is and gets help to know who she needs to be with and what's causing her to have a lack of commitment or lack of vulnerability, or to see this guys for who they really are, she can't potentially never be married. Or if she is married, most likely she's never going to get to that point to where she enjoys,
most likely marriage. You can eat. I ain't gonna say easily.
So you really don't remember anything I said? I know what it is. You've been on that game with all your little friends.
Why they gotta be little friends? Anyway, you still didn't give me time to chill.
Chill? What you talking about? You got all the time in the world. Plus, you know what? What are we eating for dinner?
What you want to eat?
Just pick up something. I don't care.
Tacos?
We had tacos a few nights ago, so no.
Chicken? Chinese? Thai?
Ugh. Fine, let's just do tacos.
Hold up. You know what? When's the last time we did check-in?
We hear all the time about how important communication is in a relationship, and most importantly, a marriage. But what does communication really look like? Well, in the Couples Check-In Communication Game Changer, we provide tips and tools on starting your own check-in. If you feel like communication is failing, or that you are both not on the same page, or you just want to try something new in your relationship, get this resource today. Visit www.lucretiahaley.com to get yours today.
There's a possibility she'll end up getting married, but it won't be with who she thinks she chose. Most likely it'll probably be like, oh, I got married, and then it'd be the wrong person and end up in divorce, which that's why a lot of times divorce is so high. It's because you basically just choose because you feel like it's going to be too late.
Yeah.
You always hear, well, the other guy was really good. I should have, it's too late. He already moved on. Now you're upset. So, to piggyback off of that, since you want story time, reason why I said I've been through something like that is it was a long time ago. It was like high school. But I ain't gonna say I used to be. In a way, I'm kind of still the same as far as how I do things. Where it's like, I know you see it.
Oh, go ahead.
They don't see it.
I'm just saying I can see that.
But I'm usually the type, especially when it comes to relationship, like if I like you, I'm going all out. As far as support and all this other stuff, like I'm make sure I'm trying my best to take care of you. It's always been like that. I think that's why a lot of times when I sit there and be like, as kids, we probably think is, oh, I fantasize about being in a relationship. I'm gonna do this and this and that and this and this and this. And so always get that heart broken. It's like, what? Forget all that. I ain't doing that. That's why if you ever see the Tupac clip, one time he's all praising women, this and that, and then he come back. I'm like, man, forget them. In a different wording.
Okay,
I'll show
know
you.
this
I'll show the
TikTok
clip.
clip that you
I ain't gonna
wrote.
put it in here because I ain't trying to get copyrighted or nothing. But anyway, but I'm like all out. Like I was working my job. I paid for phone bills and went to go pick up and do all this. Like I was doing a lot. But like later on down the line, I was told that I was too nice.
Later on down the road in your high school,
Yes,
Mhm.
with the relationship I
Your
was in, I was
relationship.
told I was too nice. I wasn't thug enough,
Hmm.
and got cheated on. So that's why I was like, well,
Yes, that's a good guy. But I also think, oh, you had something to
no,
add.
go ahead.
I also think that you're just a good guy, period.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
change
saying?
that.
And so like your personality to do that. So I think even when you were dating, you were always the good guy still.
Yeah.
You always went above and
Except,
did things.
except for one relationship where I was just like, I can't be good guy. I was a jerk.
I can't be good guy.
I was a jerk.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. When you're a good guy so much, or you see something, you could possibly just flip.
Oh well,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
that relationship,
Mhm.
but that brought something I ain't never had.
Oh, okay.
Like I ain't never been that kind of person. Don't ever want to be,
Mhm.
because there was so many things that was like being a good guy in this relationship is not going to work.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to get out of it. That's why I was trying to be a jerk. But actually, technically, I was still a good guy because it's like I was nice enough not to, you know, be terrible.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was just like, this ain't working.
Yeah, and it's something there where I've often heard stories, or you even see, I've watched some other podcasts where there are a lot of women in the same boat, where there was a guy that was actually perfect for them.
Mm-hmm.
Doing everything right. Everything that she was ever wanted, like her list, everything was on point. God brought him into her life, and she just stops and is like, I can't do this. There's no way I can do this, and kind of ghost him, kind of deal. And he's like, but wait a minute. Like what happened? I thought we was in this.
Feel overwhelmed.
It's a lot, right? It's a lot there. And so what I want us to uncover is some of the common issues that cause people to have this type of fear commitment, this long-term relationship. Like, what is that? And I think one of the things that I see a lot is the fear of just being vulnerable.
Oh yeah.
Fear of being vulnerable. They're scared to be uncomfortable. Yeah. This kind of goes to the Jackie from Love is Blind situation. It's like uncharted waters of how to open up.
Yeah.
And also uncharted waters of a relationship of somebody else on the opposite end that sees you, and they're able to speak to you, and you're not able to reciprocate that.
Yeah.
Like you don't even know how to give that type of energy to them. They're giving all the love to you. They're sharing all the stuff, the able to open up quickly and all that. And you're just like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Or it's hard to do it. It's just difficult to do that. So I think that's one way. That's one of the common issues on there. What other common issue would you see, babe, that people go through when they have a fear of commitment?
Back in them dating days, I think this is like 80%, probably even higher now, but 80% of like the dating scene was like trauma, relationship trauma, and not just like boyfriend girlfriend, but like relationship family wise. Like there's always some kind of trauma brought into it. Like everybody needs some therapy. I'll say that, because almost except for you, everybody had trauma. Everybody has some kind of
trauma. It just wasn't.
No, not like this.
I mean,
yours was compared to yours is normal.
Normal trauma.
Yeah, normal trauma. Like that's something like you could actually, like you did therapy and stuff like that. Like this was different. It was like either sexual trauma or abuse, or it was something. I was like, what is happening? Why almost every single one is just trauma?
You're talking about the women you dated.
Yes.
Okay.
Even when
I'm trying to clear it up for people. I don't think they understand.
well
Make sure you're smart.
the women I dated. But what's crazy is when I hear like my family members or friends when they was dating and they'll tell me about something, they wouldn't even have to tell me what was going on. I'm like, did she go through something in her past? How you know? Did I tell you? I'm like, no, it's just the way she's doing something. I can automatically tell that because I've seen it so many times.
Yeah,
I can automatically tell she's been through something.
You could pinpoint it.
You don't even have to tell me what it is. I could tell it's sexual or abuse. Just how she did something.
Yeah.
I was just, this is crazy. It's like, it's a lot.
Yeah. And so people, because of trauma, because of what's going on in their life, it's hard for them to see that they have a fear of entering in those spaces again, or they never handled it.
Yeah.
So it's
I can't fix that.
In relationships, you can't.
No.
You can spot it, but you can't fix it.
I can't fix it. I could try to put a Band-Aid and gloss over it, but that kind of trauma, I can't fix. The therapy is definitely needed.
Yeah. A lot of people who also deal with attachment issues, abandonment, in in families and with parents.
Been through that before.
With whatever's been, whatever they've been handed, whatever life they've been handed.
Be mad clingy.
Yeah. It's a lot of that. So
what you doing? I just seen you.
But those type of people, it may be hard to form like deep relationships. It's hard for them to form like a deep and meaningful.
Yeah, because
they just
automatically assume the worst because you left.
Yeah.
Not even like left to like leave the relationship. You just went to the stove.
But they automatically, because of those simple things that happen, they're like, you did that one thing that reminds them of their father, their mother, situation in their.
I shouldn't say it, but it sounds like, I mean, it's a joke, but it's like, hey, I'm about to go get some milk. My daddy went to go get milk and never came back. Oh, God.
Exactly, right?
Don't worry about it. I won't get no.
And that was, I can't remember.
I won't get any milk.
I see a lot of that. It's crazy because all of these, especially when it deals with fear of commitment and things like that, I see a lot of this in the dating shows or the marriage shows that we watch. Because, well, Married at First Sight, they're already married, but you can see how it's the fear of commitment that they have to stay in the relationship, because all of these things that were never dealt with in their past are coming back up, and they don't know how to handle it, but yet they're already now committed to this person. And so now you got to handle your unresolved trauma, all these things, try to have healing with this, and you're still trying to get to know the other person at the same time.
And it's on display. And
we are seeing this play out. Right.
That's the part I don't get. I was like, you ain't handle nothing.
And everybody out there is breaking it down like they are psychologists and breaking your relationship down to pieces to figure out what it is. But more than likely, it's always about, it's always from past.
Oh, yeah.
That was never dealt with.
Resolved.
9 times out of 10. Yeah.
And you're bringing the person that you went ahead and started dating and bring them along with the attachment issues.
Yeah, all of that stuff. And then another thing I see a lot of too is
I think that one's more of a man one though.
What?
Loss of freedom.
Yeah, another one that I see too is a loss. Yeah,
because
I was gonna say that
it's like multiple stages. It's like one, it's like, oh, you got your girl, and then their friends, it's like, oh, now you ain't gonna be able to. You ball a chain now. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing. Then when you get married, oh God, it's just like, oh, I'm about to lose everything.
Right. And then that's why it leaves women sometimes questioning whether men are ready for the relationship because of how they respond. Like, are you ready to settle down? Because of all the things that you say you got going on. Yeah. And how you're still young, we still want to know, are you still truly trying to settle down? Or, are you at that age? And I think sometimes it's an age thing, that we're dealing with. So that's why a lot of older women, they don't want to date young because, like, are you truly trying to settle down? Like, are you really real about this?
I think it's different when it's a younger man who actually for sure knows he's looking for someone, like, because he's tired of where he's his pool. So he's like, I'm going for the older pool because they know what they want, and that's what I want. When the young pool don't know nothing about commitment, where I know she does, so I'm gonna try that because that's something way different than what I got going on.
No, I'm just saying that the age sometimes has a factor to do with it. Sometimes, where are you really ready? Do you feel to date or to commit?
Yeah.
Are you really ready to commit? And so that's a worry as well that people might have. So yeah. But I kind of want to move on to like actually the self-sabotage. I want to and how honestly, because we were talking about this, how fear of commitment is also a way to self-sabotage.
Yeah, I was
relationships.
Do that on purpose when I won.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, why every time it's like, yeah, I've been through that too, self-sabotage, but not. I'm on the other end of the self-sabotage, where it's like so many like reasons pop up of why, or you stand them up and stuff like that. Like you find ways, to get out
of a relationship
because you feel either fear, or what I've been told, you feel fear, or like we said, it's overwhelming, it's too much, or something that you wanted but you wasn't expecting. You was thinking like, oh, something must be wrong.
Yeah, you automatically have that in your mind. And just like I keep bringing this podcast back up is because it was a heavy one. So if I haven't watched Therapy Saved Our Marriage, but Michael, he just talked about how he always saw the end of relationships. Like he started them, but he was always the one to end them. And it could have been to end them. So it could have been romantic. It could have been relationships, friendships, whatever it was. He stopped it because of the fear of seeing something actually play out. Yeah. Like he never had that. It was
didn't want that hurt.
Yeah. And then dealing with, again, he talked about the trauma and all the things he had to deal with in his life that caused him to not ever see, anything continuing. So him being in married now, if he never would have went to therapy, he would have never, he probably would have tried to end their marriage.
Yeah.
Because of all the heaviness and the weight that was going on, the bickering and the fighting that was going on, he could have blamed it and made fault. And then, but then it was realized that he had, diagnosed disability where this is causing him, to do that. So sometimes there's underlying things that we don't know we have. And this is why it's so important to reflect and to see what it is. Like if you are self-sabotaging relationships consistently, something's happening with you, or if you are seeing on the other end that folks are like, you're like, okay, what is happening? Check the people who you're dating. what type of people, what type of men or women are you dating also? And so when we talk about like how to overcome this, because it might be something where, hey, you might be the one out there where you are self-sabotaging relationships. So what can you do to kind of get out of this, And I think really you got to be aware of like, you got to reflect on the patterns. Like honestly, go back into all the relationships, friendships, family, coworker relationships, boss, how you felt about jobs, how you felt about all this. Where have you self-sabotaged? And reflect and go back and see the patterns that triggered all those things.
And most of you already know.
Most of you already know.
And the crazy thing is you'll see every now and then somebody actually say they self-sabotage. Like we was online dating, you'll see it in the bio. I self-sabotage. I'm like, oh dang.
Right.
At least you know.
Right. You put it out there, but I don't want to talk to you.
I ain't talking to you.
Man. And it's the thing now where it's normal to say that now.
Yeah.
To say I'm a self-sabotage, and people are praying like, yeah, me too. Because the way everything is right now is easy. Like you don't see the finish line with that person. So you automatically just, I got to get out.
Yeah.
I got to get out.
Yeah.
So you just find a way to self-sabotage that. But yeah, so beware of your patterns. Like what is happening? Reflect it, write it down. Talk to somebody about it. A lot of it has to do with how you talk to yourself.
That negative talk.
How you talk to yourself, the negative talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you saying to yourself every time?
You got a full story in your head right now.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you about to date or talk to, or whoever, you got something going on in your head with all kind of negativity and assumptions.
Assumptions.
I hate assumptions.
That's what you told me when we first met.
Oh, it was in my bio.
Actually, yeah, it was in your bio. It wasn't your online bio.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that.
That was the last time I went. I said I hate assumptions.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so
just be assuming.
So but no, it's what are you saying to yourself every time? So when you are preparing, when you see someone that's good for you, we're talking about the good people that are for you, right? We're not talking about people that you know are toxic and bad, you shouldn't be with, and you try to keep them. We're talking about the people that you know, like something's there, God is doing something in your life, and people have even told you that this person may be right for you. And it feels right. But you and your body, like, I don't know. What are you saying to yourself? Why is it I don't know about me?
Check your friend zone.
Check your what zone?
Friend zone.
Oh, check your friend zone. Check your friend zone. Check the voices that are in your head that are saying, I can't be this. I won't get this type of love. I can't get this type of love. Nobody can love me like this. I'm not worthy. Why are you saying that to yourself? Are you not worthy?
Self-care.
Self-love.
Sorry, I didn't mean that.
Self-love.
Same thing.
Self-love, self-care. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Just just transition to that. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because all that negative talk and everything, cleanse it. Take yourself to a massage and or what's the other thing you could do? A sauna.
Spa.
A spa. Get that out of you. You'll be okay. That's why I keep saying, take yourself on a date.
Take yourself out on a date.
You like pizza? Good. Go to pizza joint.
I think you need to do a special episode for men.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna record myself going on a date with myself.
Okay, I didn't say that deep. I'm just saying, talk to them. I mean, you could do that, but
I'm gonna show you what it looked like.
Would y'all like a men's only podcast episode?
Would that be?
Huh?
Nothing.
I mean, we're gonna listen in because women, we ain't gonna not listen.
Right. This is men only. I'm gonna see what he's talking about.
Because all the men's only podcasts, all that stuff. I'm
seeing what he's talking about. What he talking about?
So anyway, make sure you do self-care. Communicate openly and honestly with folks. Like, we have to talk about this to somebody. You got to express like your needs, express your concerns, start listening to the other person. Like, sometimes we are so quick to shut folks down. And that's another thing that we saw in Jackie. Like, she shut him down emotionally.
Oh yeah.
Like, a lot of times, just because she couldn't find herself to get there, she'll shut all the feelings down. He'll turn him off, be like, I don't want to see you. Like, I don't want nothing to do with you. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand, because you shut that person down, but you're not communicating with that person at all. So try to communicate and express what this self-sabotage is about. Like, what's happening?
Your pain, you project it onto him because you don't want to have your pain come through.
Exactly. And then what we just talked about is practicing self-care. But that's why we say kind of do self-care is to help manage your stress and anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Try to figure out how you can cope with this type of behavior. Like, what are some coping methods that you can do whenever you feel self-sabotage, that energy rising up, because it's going to happen again.
Oh yeah.
It's going to come up again. The thing is, you can't erase it, right? You can't just fully erase it. It's kind of like when we talk about healing, and when we talk about, you can't think that you'll be completely healed of that thing when you get into the relationship.
Yeah. This
self-sabotage is probably a piece of the pie. Is 100%. It's probably 20, maybe 15% of maybe what you need, as far as, all the things that you need to help in your relationship.
Yeah.
And so, to help you be that better person. But self-sabotage, that one little piece that you still need to work on, even if you're in a long-term relationship, but you got to kind of work it out. This is why it's so imperative for you to go to therapy. If you know this is a part of you, if you know that there's a history of this, if you know that some of this stuff is passed down from generations.
Yes.
Like, you know that your mom, the grandmother, great grandmother, people in your family have traits like this, and you're trying to knock that down. This is where you need to really talk this through and go see somebody about that. So you won't carry that on, especially if you have children or you want to have children. You're not trying to pass this on, you know?
And don't say your friends that you got therapy, because they ain't gonna work, because a lot of times what they can do is just criticize what you're doing.
Yes.
You get therapists, ain't no criticism. You don't get criticized for that.
Right.
You pay them not to criticize you.
And ultimately, yes, exactly. Because friendships ain't there. Friends are not your therapist. Okay. They are friends for a reason. They're your support system. They're there. Some of them are accountability. But mainly what I want to stress is that you need to get back to God.
Yes.
In this. If you feel any part of you it's not working and it's just not clicking, those are the moments where you have to ask God, go and sit at God's feet and worship and pray and ask God to lead you into this relationship process, lead you into healing, to understanding. There's so many times where I just ask God to reveal stuff to me, take the bad stuff out of me. I don't want it. Show it to me, reveal it to me, and instantly those things were seen.
Yeah.
Now, what comes after that, it might be a little, you just beware what comes after that. But
it's with that test,
man. But what comes after that is going to be so beautiful, because you're becoming a new you. We want to prepare you. You want to be prepared to be the whole person before you get married. You don't want half of you, right? You can't. It ain't no 50-50. Ain't no half of him. He completes me. I complete her, all this stuff. No, you need to be whole. And one way to be whole is to handle this fear thing, this fear commitment thing.
I got to find myself.
Right. Yes. But the fear, but know that also the fear commitment can, in relationships, follows in other areas of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why, probably it's a work thing that's coming up, and you don't want to commit because you're a fear of not being, not doing well at your job or whatever, or you feel like you're not going to be there long, or you're going to end it long. So you don't go and do activities, or you don't go above and beyond because you're like, I don't see this. It could be lots of things that you do on your daily basis beyond relationships that you have for fear commitment in that seep through though. So it seeps through. So not only are you fear commitment in romantic relationships, but also in other areas of life. And so look at that too. What's the root there? There's a root. Okay. Yeah. There's a root. Give God your root. Ooh, come on.
Give God your root.
Give God the root and let him go ahead. Let him plant something new in you.
Just like that Bible verse might have some man come in and pick your vine. I'll figure out the verse.
Just like that Bible verse. Have some man come in and pick your vine.
He was in the vineyard.
Picking the vines.
Picking that vine.
I know what you're talking about though.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's even okay.
I know what you're talking about. But anyway, so yeah, that's what we got. That's on that. What we're talking about. Really, to wrap it up, to do the wraparound, why dating is difficult. Some folks have a fear of commitment, and there's no.
It's a lot.
A lot of folks don't have fear of commitment. They don't see the finish line. Commitment, marriage, what's that? Why?
And that's just not relationships. That's seeking into, like she said earlier, jobs and everything else.
Yeah,
it might be I forgot what it's called. Upgrade for you, or a promotion. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. But guess what?
You self-sabotage it.
Self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
You said, I ain't about to do this work. Oh, we was about to give you a raise, but since you don't want to do this work, we'll give it to Jeff down the street.
Jeff down the street.
Or office.
Or Sarah.
I don't know.
Up around in the cubicle.
The cubicles.
Yeah, we'll put it in plain different areas. Work. You said down the street, they might be in the field. Somebody might be in the cubicle.
Whoever works.
Cubicle people,
The
rise
cubes,
up.
the cubicles.
You in the cubicle, put a comment in the. No, okay. Anyway, so
Did you get the memo? Oh, sorry, that's something else.
anyway, that's it's something we want to bring to y'all. We love y'all. Please, if this resonated with you in any way, if this helped you in any way, please let us know. We love to hear feedback. And if you have another topic that you would love for us to talk about, please put it in the comments or email us. Let us know. We'd love to hear what you would like for us to talk about, because y'all know we don't do as many episodes in the seasons. So we only do about 10 episodes or so, unless there's something pressing that we want to get out, and unless DJ does his men's only episode.
It will.
But we got something new coming. I got something to share with y'all as we gear up towards the end of this season. So y'all stay tuned for that. Something cool from me, all my single women, Christian women out there who needs a little empowerment and encouragement. Can't wait to share that with y'all. So I love y'all. Peace.
Thank you for tuning into When Marriage and Purpose Collide podcast.
Click on the link in the description to learn a little more about us. Subscribe and send a review on your takeaways or any new insight you have gained in this episode.
See you back here for our next episode. Peace.